Hello, I'm Christopher Walker, here with Closely Observed English. In a recent video, I talked about this book, 66 Little Lessons, which is a resource for English teachers like myself for use in the classroom. And the idea is that that book was really student-focused. It was there to help you teach better lessons for students, or at least for you to be able to call on a resource that you could just use like that without any forward preparation. Here is another book that I have produced. It's available both as a paperback like this with Amazon. The link is in the description. But if you prefer, you can download a PDF. It's a cheaper option, and some might say a more flexible option through my website, closelyobserved.com. You'll find the link to that in the description below. So the idea of this book is that this is more geared towards you as a teacher. It's a guide to every different aspect of the Cambridge exam. So that is the Closely Observed book of exam preparation. It will help you guide yourself first and then your students through preparation for B2 first and first for schools, C1 advanced and C2 proficiency. So, what is the book about? Well, as you can see, it's about everything. It's a huge book, the PDF as well. The book itself runs to very close to 300 pages. These exams are serious things. The students who take them want to know exactly how to take them and what sort of techniques are involved. So the idea of the book then is to go through in lots and lots of detail how to do every different part of the book. How to do every part of the test. So if you're preparing a writing lesson for C1 Advanced, you need to know what the writing assessment looks like. You need to know what the target reader is for each different part of that paper. What does an essay need to look like? What does an article or a review rather, because C1 Advanced doesn't have articles. What does a review look like at C1? What about at C2? Are the essays the same? Well, they're not. There's quite a lot more involved, and this book will go through everything. But it doesn't stop there. It isn't just a copy of Cambridge's excellent teachers' handbooks. They are very well written, but they don't always tell you how to teach these different parts of the exam. So this book is different again. Instead of just telling you what each part looks like, it tells you what the students need to know so that they can approach it and get the most marks available. And it's also here to tell you as a teacher what you can be doing in the classroom. It's full of these different little activities. So for example here, when we're looking at part 1 of the reading and use of English, or maybe part 2, we've got this idea, for the open close. So here we've got an idea for how to do a dixicloss. So let me show you this in a little bit more detail. So this is in the part of the book that talks about reading and use of English, and this is just after we've looked at an example of the open close, which is part 2. So here we actually have the questions. So you have an example task for everything, absolutely everything. And then it goes through the answers, and it gives you this idea of using a dixicloss, which is when you are reading a text to your students and they have to try to remember as much as they can. So it's got some different ways of doing that, maybe with a focus on prepositions, things like that. Then as we go through the book, let's have a look at, here's the idea for a jigsaw text. So this would be for developing reading skills, looking at cohesion within a text. And then later we've got pieces about speaking and about writing, about, here's an example of what it looks like to be doing a report with your students at this level here. So it gives you a model, talks about what model rubric, talks about what needs to go into it, and then when we look at the next page, here we have the idea of what should be involved. When we talk about giving feedback for writing, everything. So this book really is then a one-stop shop when it comes to exam preparation for the Cambridge Main Suite. So we look at reading and use of English. There's a whole practice here for you as a teacher to look at, and if you want you can take that in, show to your students and get them doing it. It's aimed here at about C1 level for the example. Then the reading, and each different part is broken down again with examples so that you can try out the techniques yourself. Then we move on to the writing paper. We go through every aspect. The listening. If you download the PDF, there's a whole zip file that includes the listening examples. But if you buy the book instead, stay here on this channel and you will find a playlist that has all 4 listening components ready to go. You can do that with your students now if you want to. All the questions are on the videos themselves. Then we have the speaking part, and there is in the appendix a full example of every part of every speaking for B2 First and First for Schools, C1 Advanced and C2 Proficiency. There's everything you need there to do exactly one speaking practice, just with the right instructions and with the right approach, the right timings. That's all there. And speaking of the appendices, as well as having a complete speaking pack at the back of the book, we also have these templates that students can use for the writing. So if they're not very good at organising their writing, you can do that. And we also have feedback forms that you can just photocopy, or from the PDF you can print them off, and you can attach these to your students' writing. So if you are an EFL teacher and you teach the Cambridge exams, I really recommend this book. I mean, I wrote it, so of course I do. But it has proved useful for a lot of the teachers here at my school. Hopefully it will prove just as useful for you. And most importantly, it will help you get your students ready for an exam that they really need to pass. And it will get them as many points as possible. So, follow the links below. If you want the paper version from Amazon, that's one option. The PDF is available through closelyobserved.com, and if you use the coupon code YouTube, you'll get a 10% discount. Payment is available through PayPal or through your credit cards via PayPal. If you have any problems with any of it, or if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have. Okay, well that's it from me for this one. Thank you very much for watching.